Okay. Well, welcome to the Capybara tribe to your next immunity challenge. There may have been a little bit of speculation as to what it's going to be. If you speculated that it is going to be story time, then you are correct. We are going to be playing story time. So how it will work is you will decide on an order between the four of you. The first person will watch a video twice. From there, that person will have 10 minutes to relay what they heard to person number two. And then person number two will have 10 minutes to relay it to person number three, and then 3 to 4. And then person number 4 will answer a series of questions. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, why?
Because we're mean.
This is literally the one challenge I was hoping that it would not be. I even said in my project, this is the one hoping that it wouldn't be.
I'm so sorry.
Are we allowed to use pen and paper?
No pen and paper. So you guys will go into well, the three of you will go into a breakout room, and then so you don't hear and everything, and yeah. So you guys can discuss how you feel about an order and whatnot.
Oh,
I can.
What were you gonna say, Cam?
I can answer the questions, I guess.
Yeah, I think the people who are more worried about it should go later because the people at the beginning are going to dictate how much of that information goes farther.
I want to go second if I can, because I don't think I don't think I'm gonna get any information from the video, but I can get information from whoever watches it.
Yeah,
Coach,
and
you go about it. Would you rather go first or third, Coach?
What are you more comfortable with?
I'm comfortable with either. I'd like to think my memory is pretty good when it comes to like.
I'm
paying
better with audio without the visuals, so I probably would be stronger going third.
Okay, I'll watch the videos then.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, so oh shit, I need to make a breakout room. That would
Wish
be
you luck, guys. I'm gonna try my best.
Okay, so the three of you can go into the breakout room, and Nick will stay here. And let me pull the video up. Do you guys can you guys see the breakout room, or should I just throw you in there?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
I see it.
There we go. Thanks.
I think she's frozen.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I think she's gone. I don't know, because
I'm gonna get distracted.
there
There we go. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the video twice for you. Let's see here. Screen. Oh wait. I need to make sure.
Oh geez.
What a guy, that Tofalamu. Okay, you can see it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello, my.
Can you hear it too?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
Hello, my merry band of adventurers. I am Bartholomew Baxter, and I am here in my adventurer retreat, ready to tell you a little story. I bet you're probably wondering about the namesakes of your tour groups, the capybara, the piranha, and the toucan. So, without further ado, here is that story. Once upon a time, in the lush jungles of Peru, there lived a capybara named Carlos, a toucan named Tito, and a piranha named Pedro. Despite their differences, they were the best of friends and shared a love of adventure. One sunny morning, Carlos suggested they explore the legendary Lost Lagoon, said to be hidden deep within the jungle. They say it's filled with golden fish, he exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Tito, always up for a challenge, flapped his colourful wings in agreement. And the juiciest fruits, he added, thinking of the exotic treats they might find. Pedro, however, was skeptical. Golden fish? Juicy fruits? Sounds like a fisherman's tale to me, he said with a toothy grin. But he couldn't resist the call of adventure and soon agreed to join the expedition. The trio set off, with Carlos leading the way, Tito flying overhead, scouting for danger, and Pedro swimming alongside them in the river, his sharp eyes on the lookout for snacks. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they encountered all sorts of humorous situations. At one point, Carlos got his head stuck in a hollow log while chasing a particularly plump beetle. Tito couldn't stop laughing as he pecked the log, and Pedro had to nibble away the wood to free their friend. Then there was this time Tito decided to play a prank on Pedro by dropping a ripe guava into the river. Whoosh! Pedro leaped out of the water in such a force that he landed on Carlos's back, and they all turned into a giggling heap. After many laughs and a few wrong turns, they finally stumbled upon the Lost Lagoon. To their amazement, it was even more beautiful than they had imagined. The water shimmered under the sun, and sure enough, there were fish that glinted like gold. Tito found trees laden with fruits of every kind, and Pedro discovered that the golden fish were, in fact, delicious. They spent the day teasing and frolicking in the water, their laughter echoing in the jungle. As the sun began to set, they realized that the true treasure wasn't the golden fish or the juicy fruits, but the joy of sharing an adventure with friends. They returned home, their bellies full and hearts content, already planning their next escape. And so the capybara, the toucan, and the piranha lived happily ever after, their friendship a testament to the fact that in the jungles of Peru, anything is possible when you have a bit of humor and a lot of heart. And that, my friend, is how the capybara, the toucan, and the piranha became the namesakes for Adventure Co. So that way you can enjoy the adventures into the Lost Lagoon just like them. Thank you, and good night.
Okay. Gonna play one more time.
Thank you. Please tell me that's Topher's actual voice.
It is not. It
Damn
is. I can't.
Hello, my merry band of adventurers. I am Bartholomew Baxter, and I am here in my adventurer retreat, ready to tell you a little story. I bet you're probably wondering about the namesakes of your tour groups, the capybara, the piranha, and the toucan. So, without further ado, here is that story. Once upon a time, in the lush jungles of Peru, there lived a capybara named Carlos, a toucan named Tito, and a piranha named Pedro. Despite their differences, they were the best of friends and shared a love of adventure. One sunny morning, Carlos suggested they explore the legendary Lost Lagoon, said to be hidden deep within the jungle. They say it's filled with golden fish, he exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Tito, always up for a challenge, flapped his colorful wings in agreement. And the juiciest fruits, he added, thinking of the exotic treats they might find. Pedro, however, was skeptical. Golden fish? Juicy fruits? Sounds like a fisherman's tale to me, he said with a toothy grin. But he couldn't resist the call of adventure and soon agreed to join the expedition. The trio set off, with Carlos leading the way, Tito flying overhead, scouting for danger, and Pedro swimming alongside them in the river, his sharp eyes on the lookout for snacks. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they encountered all sorts of humorous situations. At one point, Carlos got his head stuck in a hollow log while chasing a particularly plump beetle. Tito couldn't stop laughing as he pecked the log, and Pedro had to nibble away the wood to free their friend. Then there was this time Tito decided to play a prank on Pedro by dropping a ripe guava into the river. Whoosh! Pedro leaped out of the water in such a force that he landed on Carlos's back, and they all turned into a giggling heap. After many laughs and a few wrong turns, they finally stumbled upon the Lost Lagoon. To their amazement, it was even more beautiful than they had imagined. The water shimmered under the sun, and sure enough, there were fish that glinted like gold. Tito found trees laden with fruits of every kind, and Pedro discovered that the golden fish were, in fact, delicious. They spent the day teasing and frolicking in the water, their laughter echoing in the jungle. As the sun began to set, they realized that the true treasure wasn't the golden fish or the juicy fruits, but the joy of sharing an adventure with friends. They returned home, their bellies full and hearts content, already planning their next escape. And so the capybara, the toucan, and the piranha lived happily ever after, their friendship a testament to the fact that in the jungles of Peru, anything is possible when you have a bit of humor and a lot of heart. And that, my friend, is how the capybara, the toucan, and the piranha became the namesakes for Adventure Co. So that way you can enjoy the adventures into the Lost Lagoon just like them. Thank you, and good night.
Let's go. We got this.
All right. Let's get the next person in here.
And I have 10 minutes.
Yeah, you'll have 10 minutes and I'll start you in. Seb.
Shout out to Prod.
Hello.
What's good, Seb?
Okay,
Now, I am going to tell you the story of the origin of the capybara, the toucan, and the piranha. So,
quick question for Prod. If I'm not writing anything, can I put a pen in my hand like this? But I'm not writing, you could see.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The origin of the capybara, toucan, and
and the piranha.
piranha tribe.
So the capybara, his name is
Capybara.
Carlos. Carlos the
Carlos
capybara.
capybara, CC.
Yes. And the toucan's name is Tito, as in
Tito,
Tito's podcast.
Carlos, and
Tito is the toucan.
Okay.
TT.
TTCC, then what's the pellet? Or the prawn?
Piranha's name is Pedro.
Pedro, Tito, Carlos. Got it.
And they are going to the Lost Lagoon
The Lost
on an
Lagoon.
adventure.
Okay, let me start. So the origin of the capybara, toucan, and piranha. We have
Mhm.
Tito, toucan. We have Carlos, capybara, and we have Pedro,
Yes, Pedro.
Pedro, and they're going to the lagoon, the
The
Lost
Lost Lagoon on an adventure in
on
the
an adventure.
jungles of Peru.
Okay,
Okay. And they heard rumors that there are golden fish there
golden fish.
that glimmer in gold and juicy fruit.
Okay, golden fish that glimmer in gold and juicy fruits.
Correct. And then when they left, Carlos was in front with the toucan flying overhead. And
Carlos, Tito,
and the piranhas swimming in the water. Pedro was
and then
swimming in the water.
Pedro.
And
Okay,
then,
capybara's walking, Tito's flying, Pedro's swimming.
yes.
Okay.
And so they're on their journey, and the capybara Carlos gets his head stuck in a log.
Carlos gets his head stuck in a log. Carlos, the capybara, gets his head stuck in. Let me start over. So it's
Log.
the origin
He's chasing a beetle.
chasing a beetle. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Okay. The origin of the capybara, toucan, and piranha. We have Tito the toucan, Carlos the capybara, Pedro the
Piranha.
and they're going to the Lost Lagoon to
Mhm.
find the golden fish, that shimmer of gold and juicy fruit,
Correct.
and then
Think of the gum,
Carlos-
juicy fruit.
juicy.
Think of the juicy fruit. Yeah.
Okay, and then Carlos, just chasing a beetle, and he gets his head stuck in a log.
Stuck in
Okay.
a log. And the toucan has to peck to help Carlos, and the piranha has to nibble at the wood to get his head free.
A piranha's got a nibble, and the toucan's got a peck.
Right?
Tito pecks, Pedro nibbles.
Okay. And so he gets his head out, and then the toucan decides to play a prank on the piranha and drop a guava into the river and makes the piranha crash into the guava.
Okay, so Tito pulls a prank on
Pedro.
by dropping a guava in the river, which has him crash into it.
Correct.
Okay.
So they play a couple of pranks on each other, and then they finally get to the Lost Lagoon.
They get to the Lost Lagoon.
Okay, and they discover the fish, and the capybara was all happy, and then the toucan found the juicy fruit,
On the juicy fruit.
and the piranha actually found out that the golden fish were delicious.
Yeah, so they get there. Capybara's happy. The toucan finds the juicy fruit,
Mhm.
and Pedro, the piranha, eats the golden fish and find out they're delicious.
Yes, and then they discover that the greatest enjoyment of the adventure wasn't the golden fish or the juicy fruit, but it was true friendship.
It was the friends we made along the way.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let me start from the beginning. It is the origins of the capybara, toucan, and piranha. So you have
Mhm.
Carlos the capybara, you have Tito the toucan, and you have Pedro the piranha. And they're going to the Lost Lagoon to find golden fish and juicy fruit.
Mhm.
And then while they're gone the way, Carlos the capybara is chasing a beetle. He gets his head stuck in a log, and then the Pedro and Tito has to nibble his or to peck out the logs, and then Tito nibbles at the log.
Pedro nibbles. Pedro's the piranha.
Pedro the piranha. Pedro nibbles. Tito pecks. They get him out. Tito thinks it's funny, so he drops a guava in the river, which causes Pedro to crash. And so they pull a couple of other pranks at each other. And I got to remember that the capybara's in front walking, and then Tito's flying,
Yep.
and then Pedro is swimming. So then they get to the Lost Lagoon, and then from the Lost Lagoon,
They
Carlos,
find the three things. They find the golden fish, the juicy fruit,
juicy fruit.
and
And what's the third?
I can't remember what the capybara does, but I know the toucan flaps his wings in excitement, and then when he has the fruit, and then the piranha eats the fish and discovers that they're delicious, and then they discover that it was the friendship that was the best part, not
So Tito the toucan flaps his wings when he finds the juicy
excitement.
fruit.
Mhm.
Okay, Capybara is just happy to be there, and then they find out it's not about the fish or the juicy fruit, but the friendships they made along the friendship they made. Okay. Um did they say it was written by anyone? Like, or was it just the title? Okay. The
No, it
origin
was Topher talking, and he was wearing a gray shirt and his safari outfit.
that makes sense. Okay. Okay, the origin of the capybara, toucan,
And then
and
the piranha, and it was always in that order of capybara,
capybara,
piranha.
toucan, piranha. So it's always Carlos the capybara, Tito the toucan, Pedro the piranha, and
Correct.
they're always and Carlos is in front, Tito's right behind flying, and then Pedro is swimming.
Correct.
Okay. I think I'm good. So if you want to send I think coach or Cam or whoever is next.
You want to yield the rest of your time?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to leave the call or hop in the break room? Do you want us all afterwards or
Yeah. If you can just stay muted and off camera.
okay?
Uh, my God, where is this woman? Carlos.
All right. We just need you on camera. Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Okay, you ready, coach?
Yeah.
All right. So am I ready, Prod?
Yep.
All right. So the story's called The Origins of the Capybara, Toucan, and Piranha. And it's always going to be in that order: Capybara, Toucan, Piranha. And in the beginning of the story, I'm going to throw a lot of information at you and then we could go back. There are three main characters. There's Carlos the Capybara, so think double C. There's Cheeto the Toucan. And then there's Pedro the Piranha. And they're all going to the Lost Lagoon. And at the Lost Lagoon, it's a golden city where they're there to find golden fish and juicy fruit. And so on this adventure, Carlos sees a beetle and he chases the beetle and he gets his head stuck in a log. And Tito has to peck at the log and Pedro has to nibble at the log. And eventually they get him out of the log. And then they move forward in this order. It's Capybara's walking in front, and then in second is Tito flying, and then Pedro the Piranha is swimming in the third position. And so they eventually start playing pranks on each other. Tito uh, grabs a guava and he drops it in the river, which causes Cheeto to crash into, or not Cheeto, Pedro to crash into it. And so they play a bunch of pranks on each other, but eventually they get to the Lost Lagoon. And then the capybara is just happy to be there. Tito the toucan flaps his wings in excitement, as he has the juicy fruit, and Pedro the piranha eats the golden fish. He says they're delicious. And then they realized that it wasn't about the city or the juicy fruit or the golden fish, and it was about the friendships they made along the way. And so that's what I have. Let me know if you need me to go again.
So I can only ask him to go again. I can't ask clarifying questions.
You can ask whatever you want.
That's whatever you want. I'm just asking.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. All right. So it's always Capybara, Carlos the Capybara, Tito the Toucan, and Pedro the Piranha. Okay.
Yes, the name of
Cool.
the story is The Origin of Capybara, Toucan, and Piranha. So that'll help you, but it's not the names of the characters, from what I understand.
Okay. And they are on their way to the, is it Golden City?
The Lost Lagoon.
Lost Lagoon. They're on their way to the Lost Lagoon in search for the Lost Lagoon and Juicy Fruit.
Juicy fruit, golden fish.
Juicy fruit, golden fish. Juicy fruit, golden fish. Juicy fruit, golden fish. Okay. So on their way, the capybara gets stuck in a log.
Yes, because he's chasing a beetle.
He's chasing a beetle. That's what he's chasing. Okay. So he's chasing a beetle. He gets stuck in a log, and the toucan, Tito, pecks at it, and the piranha nibbles at it, nibbles at it. And so then they're on their way, and it's in the order of the capybara is walking down the trail, and the piranha is swimming, and the toucan is flying.
Yes, but again, same order. Capybara's first, walking. Toucan flying. Piranha swimming.
And then they found the Lost Lagoon.
Yep.
Okay, they found the Lost Lagoon, and in the Lost Lagoon was, let's see here, somebody went swimming, and that's the part I missed.
So so once they get to the Lost Lagoon, the capybara is happy to be there.
Capybara is happy to be there.
The toucan is eating the juicy fruit, and he's flapping his wings in excitement. And then the piranha, Pedro, he eats the golden fish. He says they're delicious.
Got it. Okay. I just used something to put it in my brain. But what they learned overall was it wasn't about the Lost Lagoon or the golden fish or the juicy fruit or the golden fish. It was about the friendship they made along the way.
Yep.
He was chasing a beetle. Okay.
Don't forget about the pranks. They were playing pranks after that. And
they were playing pranks after that. Yeah.
The toucan drops the guava in the river. And
I forgot that part. So he drops the guava in the river, and the piranha ran into it.
Yep. It's Carlos, Tito, Pedro. Carlos, Tito,
Pedro.
It's literally just CCPP TT.
Okay. That was in my brain. I got it.
Okay.
So, Carlos the Capybara, Tito the Toucan, and Pedro the Piranha. I got it.
Perfect. Do you need any other clarification?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Jen?
You still have 3.5 minutes. Do you want to yield your time, or you want to keep?
Is time tiebreaker?
No.
Oh, I mean, it's up to you, Coach. If you think you have it, you have it.
Okay, let me retell it to you and make sure I don't leave something out. So this, is it called the legend or the story?
The origin.
The origin. Oh, okay. The origin of capybara, toucan, and piranha.
Yep.
And there are three people. There are three characters. There we go. There's three characters. So there's Carlos the capybara, and there's Tito the toucan, and there's Pedro the piranha. And
Yep.
they're on the way to the Lost Lagoon.
Yep.
And so they start out on their adventure, and the capybara gets stuck in a log. And to get him out of the log, the toucan pecks, and Pedro the piranha nibbles away at it.
Don't
They're
forget
going
the beetle.
along. Huh?
Don't forget the beetle.
Oh. Okay. So they start out, and the capybara chases a beetle, and he ends up chasing it into a log where he gets stuck.
Yep.
By getting stuck, the toucan has to peck him out while the piranha nibbles him out.
Yep.
Okay. Now they're going down the path and they're playing pranks on each other. For example, the toucan drops a guava into the river, which the piranha runs into. They finally end up at the Lost Lagoon, where the capybara is just happy to be there and happy they found it. Happy to be there?
I was told happy to be there.
Happy to be there. And the toucan is eating the juicy fruit and flapping his wings. And the piranha eats the golden fish and says they're delicious. But what they learned was it wasn't about the Lost Lagoon or the juicy fruit or the fish. It was all about the friendship they made along the way.
Yep. Okay. I think that's good. That's perfect. Don't forget the order. Capybara's walking, toucan's flying in second, and then piranha's swimming in third.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. We're good.
We're
Awesome.
good.
You want to yield the rest of your time?
It's up to you.
Oh, you're gonna put that on me. Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's still in my brain. Yes.
We'll get Cam in here.
Okay, perfect. I'm going off camera.
All right.
All right, your timer starts whenever you're ready.
All right, Cam, deep breath. Okay. So this is the origin of capybara, toucan, and piranha. And it's always going to be in that order. It's always going to be capybara, toucan, and piranha. The capybara's name is Carlos. The toucan's name is Tito. And the piranha's name is Pedro. Okay? And they
Carlos
start out
Tito
on the,
Pedro.
what was that?
Carlos Tito Pedro.
Yes. Carlos, Tito, Pedro.
Okay.
So they start off on the path in search of the magical lagoon. Okay. And so they search for the magical lagoon. And along the path, the capybara chases a beetle, and he ends up in a log. And to get him out of the log, Pedro the piranha has to peck him out. Well, I'm sorry, that was wrong. Tito, the toucan, has to peck him out, and Pedro the piranha has to nibble on the log. So now they're back on the road. The capybara, Carlos, is walking in front, and the toucan, Tito, is flying in second, and Pedro the piranha is in third, swimming along. Okay. So to get to the Lost Lagoon, it's Lost Lagoon, not magical. My brain. Lost Lagoon, Lost Lagoon, Lost Lagoon, Lost Lagoon. Okay. So while they're on this journey, after the log, they play pranks on each other. One of the pranks that is played is that Tito the toucan drops the guava into the river, and Pedro the piranha ran into it. They finally reach the lagoon. Okay. The capybara is just happy to be there. Okay. Tito, the toucan, eats the juicy fruit. and he's flapping his wings. So he's flapping and he eats the juicy fruit. Pedro the piranha eats the golden fish, and they are delicious. But what they learned is it wasn't about the Lost Lagoon or the juicy fruit or the golden fish. That was about the friendship they made along the way.
Okay.
And that's the first run. I believe we have time to go again.
Yes, yes, please do.
Okay. All right. So this is the origin of
Origin.
Capybara, toucan, and piranha.
Yep,
And
and
they
that'll.
are, yep,
Yeah.
capybara, toucan, and piranha.
Yeah.
And they are searching for the Lost Lagoon. Okay. So they start out, and the capybara chases the beetle, and he ends up in a log where Tito, the toucan, pecks him out while Pedro, the piranha, nibbles him out. As they continue down the path, Capybara is in front, Toucan is flying in second, and Piranha is swimming in third.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're playing pranks on each other. So Tito the Toucan decides to drop a guava in the river, and Pedro the Piranha runs into it. They finally reach the Lost Lagoon. Okay.
Okay.
At the
Okay.
At the Lost Lagoon, Capybara is just happy to be there. Tito the toucan eats the juicy fruit while he flaps his wings. And Pedro the piranha eats the golden fish, and they are delicious. Okay?
All right.
What they learned was it wasn't about the Lost Lagoon or the golden fish or the juicy fruit. It was about the friendship they made along the way.
All right. It was about the friendship. Get along. Do we have enough time? Can I try reading it back to see if you can like help me out as well?
Is that
You
allowed,
still-
Jennifer?
Yeah, you still have 5 minutes.
Okay, so like the origins of capybara, toucan, piranha in that order, and then the capybara was Carlos, and then the toucan is Tito, and then the piranha is Pedro. They are going to the Lost Lagoon, and the capybara chases a beetle into a log. And then like I do know that the Pedro the piranha like tries to nibble the log. And what was the toucan?
You know that toucan pecks the log first, and
All
then it's all in order. It's always in the same order. Yeah.
All right, so the capybara chases it, and then the toucan pecks at it, and then the piranha nibbles at it. And then they also pull pranks. So the prank was that Tito dropped a guava, and then Pedro ran into it.
Yes, but hold on, go back. Before they did the pranks, what order were they on, and what were they doing on the path?
All right,
After
so the order was the order of them, like capybara's first, and then the toucan second, and then so capybara was like waddling there or something, yeah, running there, and then Tito was flapping his wings, and then Pedro was swimming, and then yeah, so Pedro runs into the guava. It was all right. And then, like, the capybara makes it there first, then the toucan, then the piranha. And then they learned that their lesson was not about the, like, pranks and the beetle and the log and all that. It was about the friendships they made along the way.
Right. Okay. So Capybara was happy to be there at the Lost Lagoon.
Cappy was happy.
Cappy was happy to be there. Cappy was happy. There we go. Okay.
Cappy
Carlos the Cappy was happy to be there. And then the toucan ate the juicy fruit while flapping his wings.
Ate fruit while flapping its wings. All right.
Right. And then the piranha ate the golden fish and they were delicious.
Piranha, golden fish.
Yes.
All right. All right. I
And
think.
then you think you're good? Okay.
All right.
Are you sure?
Unless there was something else.
No, I think that's it. You got it.
All right. All right. All right. Yeah, I think I've got it.
Okay.
From what?
You wish to yield the rest of your time?
How much time's left?
Just under 2 minutes.
All right. I can try doing a run back again.
Okay.
So origins of capybara, toucan, piranha in that order. Carlos the Cappy, and then Tito the Toucan, and then Pedro the Piranha. And they're going to the Lost Lagoon. But the Capybara chases the beetle into the log, and then the Toucan pecks into the log, and then the Piranha nibbles into the log. And they're also pulling pranks where Cappy's just minding his own business, and then Tito dropped a guava and Pedro runs into the guava. And then I remember you said that like the capybara was running and then the toucan was flapping its wings and Pedro was swimming their way. And then they make it Cappy was happy. Cappy was happy. Toucan ate the fruit and flapped its wings. And then the piranha ate the golden fish. And then they learned that like the lesson was the friends they made along the way.
And remember that fish was delicious. That's the only thing you left out. Fish was
And
delicious.
fish was delicious. All
Just
right.
in case of question. All right.
All right. Damn. All right.
You got
Do you,
this, Cam.
you
Stay out
think
of
we're
your
good?
head.
All right. We think we're good. All right.
Okay, you're ready to go?
I think so.
All right, let's get these questions. Question number 1. What is the name of the capybara?
Carlos.
Okay. Question number 2. Where did the trio of friends set out to find, according to Carlos's suggestion?
The Lost Lagoon.
Okay. What did Tito add to the legend of the Lost Lagoon that excited him?
Tito added the guapa.
Okay. How did Pedro react initially to the tales of the golden fish and the juicy fruit?
I don't remember this part. I mean, he was. Could you repeat the question, please?
How did Pedro react initially to the tales of the golden fish and the juicy fruits?
Pedro was curious and excited.
Okay. When Carlos got his head stuck, what did Pedro have to do?
Pedro had to nibble, like bite into the log.
Okay. What prank did Tito play on Pedro involving a ripe guava?
Drop the guava into like the where Pedro was going, and then Pedro ran into it.
Okay. What did the friends realize was the true treasure of the adventure?
The friendships they made along the way.
Okay. And that is all the questions. And then I have a tiebreaker question, which we will be asking to Nick. So if Nick could come on camera real quick.
What up? What up?
What up? Okay, so this is going to be a tiebreaker question. If in the event of a tie, it's going to be the closest to the correct answer. Doesn't matter if it's over or under. So the question is, how long in seconds is the video?
4 minutes and 3 seconds.
in seconds.
Oh, in seconds. 200 and oh wait, give me 1 sec. 243 seconds.
How many?
243.
Okay.